Tonight does not move like any other night. The air feels charged, as if every breath carries a vibration that insists you pay attention. There is a gate opening, not a physical one, but a cosmic threshold that stands between what has been and what is about to begin. For Virgo, this moment feels especially intense because your soul is wired to notice what others overlook. You may feel the shift in your body, in your dreams, in the way small details suddenly seem to shimmer with meaning. Midnight is not simply the turning of a clock. It is a point of crossing, a moment when cycles close and new patterns wait to be chosen. This final cosmic gate is not here to frighten you, but to test your awareness. It offers both promise and risk. If you walk through with clarity, the blessings waiting on the other side will align with you naturally, bringing breakthroughs that feel long delayed. But if you ignore the call, if you remain blind to the signs, opportunities may pass into silence, leaving only the weight of what could have been. The universe always offers both paths at once, and tonight is no exception. The symbolism of midnight carries power. It is the ending and the beginning, the last breath of one chapter and the first inhale of another. It marks the threshold between yesterday and tomorrow, but it also represents a deeper choice, whether to repeat or to rise, whether to stay in the cycle or step into alignment. Virgo, more than most, can feel this tension, for your heart is sensitive to endings, and your mind craves the order that only a new beginning can bring. Already, the signs of the gate's presence may be stirring around you. Repeating numbers catch your eye. A chill runs through you in moments of stillness. A déjà vu lingers longer than usual, making you question whether you are standing in the present or brushing against the future. These are not random. They are whispers of the threshold calling you closer. Awareness is the key, because without it, the door remains invisible, even as it stands before you. Tonight, the journey is clear. There are 3 steps you must take before the clock strikes midnight. They are not complicated, but they require presence, courage, and release. And with each step, the gate will open wider, until the moment arrives when you must decide whether to cross. Virgo has always carried a unique role in moments of transition, and tonight's cosmic gate highlights that truth more than ever. To be Virgo is to walk with precision, to see details that others dismiss, and to carry a devotion that often goes unnoticed. Where others chase spectacle, Virgo listens in silence, and it is within that silence that preparation has been unfolding. The gate does not reveal itself to everyone, but Virgo is chosen to sense it first, because your soul has been trained through discipline and patience to notice the subtle currents that mark the passage of destiny. Your past silence has not been weakness, it has been preparation. The moments when you felt overlooked, the times when your devotion seemed invisible, were not accidents, but alignments. They built the strength required for a night like this. The universe records what others miss, and the karmic balance of those hidden seeds is now ripening. The final cosmic gate is not an opportunity given at random. It is a mirror reflecting your endurance, your loyalty, and your willingness to persist when no recognition came. Virgo's archetype is that of healer and servant, the one who brings order where chaos reigns. But the deeper truth is that this role has always been spiritual. You are not just a caretaker of others' paths, but a guardian of thresholds. Tonight, that guardianship is activated, as though the universe has called you forward to walk through first, proving that what has been carried quietly can now become visible. The gate will not open to those who treat it lightly. It opens to those who have prepared with steady hearts. There is also an element of justice woven into this night. For too long, Virgo has poured energy into cycles that gave little in return. Midnight becomes the line where this imbalance can shift, where what has been sown in silence may finally blossom into reward. This is why the moment feels urgent, yet fated. It is not just another night, but the culmination of years of unseen devotion. To understand this fully, you must see the gate not as a vague metaphor, but as a true spiritual threshold. It carries form, energy, and purpose, and its signs have already begun to reveal themselves. And so the path moves deeper, into the mystical frame of this final gate, where cosmic imagery and hidden signals will show you exactly how to recognize what stands before you. The final cosmic gate is not an idea. It is a living threshold, vibrating between realms of possibility. To sense it is to stand at the edge of two worlds, one closing and one opening, with the air heavy with unseen currents. Midnight is the key, but the gate itself is already stirring, showing its signs to those who know how to look. For Virgo, this is not illusion, but recognition. Your spirit has been tuned to patterns, and tonight the patterns form into a doorway of destiny. The gate is mystical because it is layered. On one level, it is the symbolic passage of time, the last breath of one day giving birth to another. On a deeper level, it is the alignment of energies, where celestial rhythms press against human hearts, demanding attention. The moon's pull may feel stronger, its glow more magnetic. Some may even sense the effect of a hidden aspect, a trine or opposition whispering in silence, weaving tension and clarity together. This is not astrology as prediction, but as poetry, the sky echoing the urgency of your own inner cycle. Numerology confirms the presence of the gate. The number 333 may appear as the guiding code, a sign that higher forces surround you, urging you to step with awareness. It is the vibration of guidance, the voice of spirit reminding you that you are not walking into the unknown alone. When this number repeats, it is the gate calling your name, signaling that the time to prepare is now. The early signs of the gate's nearness can be subtle, but undeniable. A chill that passes through your body at random, a sense of déjà vu so sharp that it feels as if time bends around you. Numbers that echo on clocks, receipts, or even in dreams. Synchronicities weaving themselves into your ordinary hours, reminding you that tonight is not ordinary. Each one is a signal, a quiet knock from the threshold itself, asking if you are awake enough to notice. Awareness is what unlocks the gate. Fear has no place here, for fear blinds and distracts, but awareness sharpens your vision until the door becomes visible. The gate does not need panic. It requires presence. And as the signals accumulate, the first step reveals itself. The choice that must be made before midnight strikes. The choice of focus. The decision to guard your energy from distraction. The first step before midnight is the choice of focus. It may sound simple, but it carries more weight than it appears. Tonight, distraction is the first thief waiting at the threshold. The final cosmic gate cannot be entered with scattered energy, for distraction scatters not only thoughts, but the very power needed to step forward. Virgo, who notices the smallest details, must now notice where your energy leaks, for focus is the key that shapes the path. Distraction arrives in subtle disguises. It may look like endless scrolling, conversations that drain you, or tasks that keep you busy but lead nowhere. It may feel like fatigue, the heaviness that creeps in when your attention is split in too many directions. You may even sense it as confusion, the fog that makes every choice feel complicated. But beneath each disguise is the same shadow, the attempt to keep you from seeing clearly the doorway that waits in front of you. The universe will test you here. Opportunities to waste time may appear stronger than usual. Invitations to step into chaos may sound tempting. But the first step before midnight requires discipline, choosing to say no to what scatters and yes to what centers. Virgo's strength lies in order, and order begins with attention. When you claim your focus, you reclaim your energy, and the gate responds by opening a fraction wider. There are ways to anchor this choice. Sit quietly with both feet on the ground, breathe deeply, and call your mind back from every place it has wandered. Light a candle and let its flame become your focal point, reminding you that your spirit burns steadily when you choose it. Write down the single most important action that aligns with your path tonight, and commit to it fully. In doing so, you declare to the universe, "My energy is not for scattering, it is for destiny." An affirmation may serve as your shield. I choose clarity, I guard my focus. Speak it aloud, not as hope, but as a decision. Each word gathers your power back into your hands. And once distraction is faced, the path leads to the next shadow that lingers at the gate, the weight of doubt, the second step that must be surrendered before midnight. The first step clears the fog of distraction, but as soon as focus returns, another shadow rises: doubt. This is the second step before midnight, and it is perhaps the most deceptive of all. Doubt does not come as noise from outside, it comes as whispers from within. It questions your readiness, your worthiness, and even the signs you have already seen. Just as you begin to sense the opening of the gate, doubt asks, "What if this is not real? What if you are not enough?" Its power lies not in blocking the path, but in convincing you to turn away from it yourself. Virgo, whose mind is sharp and analytical, knows the weight of overthinking. Tonight that gift becomes a test, for the same precision that solves problems can also magnify fears. Doubt may appear as hesitation, the pause that stretches too long until opportunity passes. It may show itself as mistrust of intuition, making you seek evidence even when your spirit already knows the truth. It may even disguise itself as logic, urging you to delay until the midnight gate has already closed. The universe uses doubt as a sieve, separating those who walk in faith from those who surrender to fear. To pass this step, you must surrender doubt itself, releasing the need for perfect answers before taking the next move. Faith does not demand blindness, it demands courage. It asks you to step forward even when you cannot see the entire road, trusting that the gate will reveal the next stone only when you are willing to place your foot on it. There are tools to quiet doubt. Write your fears on paper and then counter each one with a declaration of truth. Where doubt says, "I am not ready," answer with, "I have been prepared for this moment." Where it says, "What if I fail?" declare, "Every step forward is victory." Light incense or whisper prayers to call your energy back from the grip of fear. Each action becomes a ritual of trust, small but powerful. Affirm it now. I release doubt. I choose faith. Speak it with strength until your heart begins to believe what your mind resists. This step does not erase fear, but it transforms it, turning it into courage. And once doubt is surrendered, the path sharpens once more, bringing you to the third and final step before midnight: the breaking of old cycles that try to pull you back just as you are ready to rise. The third step before midnight is the break with old cycles. This is the final test of the gate, the shadow that rises just when the light is near. Old patterns, toxic habits, and unresolved ties often return strongest at the edge of transformation, as if the past makes one last attempt to hold you back. The cycle is not new. It is the same weight you have carried before, resurfacing in moments of change. But tonight the choice is clear. Repeat the familiar or release it forever. You may feel this step as memories that refuse to fade, old contacts reaching out unexpectedly, or the sudden return of emotions you thought you had buried. Perhaps an unhealthy habit calls you back with tempting familiarity, or a voice within urges you to stay in what is safe, even if it is stagnant. These are not accidents. They are tests. The past senses your readiness to cross the threshold, and so it rises like an anchor trying to pull you down. Virgo, who craves order and security, may feel torn here. The old feels predictable, and predictability can seem safer than stepping into the unknown. But the cost of staying is heavy, for no new blessing can arrive while your hands are full of yesterday's weight. The gate requires release, not because the past was meaningless, but because its time has ended. Midnight cannot open if you are still chained to what has already closed. The remedy is decisive release. Write down the cycles, names, or habits that no longer belong to your future, and perform a simple ritual of letting go. Burn the paper safely, bury it in the earth, or cast it into running water. Each act declares to the universe that you choose freedom over repetition. Speak words of finality. This ends here. I carry it no longer. The ritual is not about the object. It is about the intention, the energy of liberation that tells the gate you are ready. An affirmation for this step may guide you. I release what binds me. I rise unchained. With these words, you break the invisible cords that tie you to what is done. And as the last fragments of the past fall away, the gate begins to glow brighter, opening fully for the one who has chosen focus, surrendered doubt, and broken old cycles. What remains now is the anchoring, the stabilizing of these 3 steps, so the passage through the gate becomes permanent. Breaking old cycles clears the path, but the crossing of the gate is not complete without anchoring the transformation. Passing through is one thing, remaining aligned is another. The energy of tonight is powerful, but without grounding, it can scatter and fade like smoke at dawn. Virgo, who values devotion and discipline, is given the task of anchoring these steps so that the change does not dissolve with the passing of midnight. Anchoring begins with clarity of intention. Speak aloud what you have chosen. Focus over distraction, faith over doubt, release over repetition. Naming these steps seals them in your spirit. It is not enough to think them silently. They must be declared, for words carry vibration, and vibration shapes reality. A simple phrase such as, "I walk clear, I walk free, I walk in faith," gathers the scattered energy of the night and draws it into form. The next layer is elevated emotion. The law of attraction teaches that thoughts set direction, but emotion provides power. Gratitude and joy act as magnets, amplifying the intention you have spoken. Imagine the relief of leaving old weights behind, the excitement of trusting your own intuition, the peace of walking with focus. Let these feelings rise as if the blessings are already flowing. When the heart vibrates higher, the gate responds with greater clarity. Action is the third anchor. Virgo thrives on practicality, and tonight asks for it. Take one step that reflects your new alignment. Declutter a space, complete a delayed task, or reach out with honesty where silence once lived. These small actions show the universe that you are not only willing to declare change, but to embody it. Each act is like placing a stone on the path, making the passage through the gate firm beneath your feet. Finally comes release. After intention, emotion, and action, you must surrender the outcome. The gate does not require control, but trust. Light a candle near a window, whisper your affirmation into the night, and let the flame carry your decision upward. Trust that the unseen is already moving, that what is meant for you has been set in motion. Signs will confirm your anchoring, numbers repeating, dreams vivid, chills of recognition, or an unexplained peace settling over you. These are reminders that your alignment has taken root. And now, as the steps are stabilized and the gate stands fully open, the only task left is to seal it all with a decree, spoken before midnight, to lock this passage into your destiny. The anchoring has prepared you, but the passage through the final gate is only sealed when you step into its decree. Words are not empty. They are the tools that bind unseen energy into form, shaping timelines and sealing choices. Tonight's decree is not meant to be whispered half-heartedly. It must be spoken with conviction, as if every syllable strikes like a key turning the lock of destiny. Midnight does not ask for hesitation. It demands declaration. Virgo, your role has always been to notice the hidden, to tend to details that others overlook. That same devotion must now be turned inward. You have faced the 3 steps. You claimed focus, you surrendered doubt, and you broke with cycles that sought to bind you. These victories are not small. They are the proof that you are ready to walk through what others may never even see. But readiness alone is not enough. The decree seals the passage, ensuring that the transformation is not temporary, but permanent. The words are simple yet powerful. I pass the gate, I rise aligned. Speak them aloud with breath steady and voice strong. Imagine the gate glowing brighter with each word, its threshold widening until it feels as though light itself wraps around you. With these words, you do not merely observe the gate, you cross it. The decree is both key and step, both seal and passage. This declaration is not yours alone. Many stand beneath the same sky, sensing the same energy, feeling the same urgency before midnight. When each voice speaks the decree, the chorus strengthens the field, making the gate easier for all who walk together. It is not just an individual act, but a collective seal, binding Virgo energy across distances into a single vibration of alignment. See it now in your mind's eye. You standing before the threshold, the glow of midnight around you, the shadows of the old dissolving as the new light opens. With the decree, you step forward, and the gate closes behind you, sealing not as loss, but as completion. The past has no claim here. The doubts no longer follow. The distractions fade to silence. Only alignment remains. Say it once more, and let the words become your truth. I pass the gate. I rise aligned. And with that decree, the final cosmic gate no longer stands before you. It stands behind, marking the moment you stepped fully into your destiny. The decree has sealed the crossing, but its power must now be carried forward. For midnight does not end your journey, it begins it. Virgo, you are called not only to walk through the gate, but to live in the energy it has revealed. The challenge after such moments is always the same: to avoid slipping back into the old patterns that once bound you. The universe has opened the threshold, but it is your devotion that keeps you aligned with what you have received. To live beyond the gate, you must embody the 3 steps daily. Focus is not only for tonight, it must become your shield against the countless distractions that will continue to tug at your energy. Doubt will whisper again in new forms, but the surrender you practiced now stands as a weapon, reminding you that faith is always a choice. Old cycles may attempt to return, but the ritual of release has taught you that the past holds no power unless you invite it back. Each step you claimed before midnight is a pattern you must now practice after it. Anchoring this energy requires rhythm. Begin each day with a moment of stillness, one breath of grounding, one phrase of declaration, one act of clarity. These do not need to be grand rituals. Their power lies in consistency. Virgo understands devotion, and it is devotion that will sustain what you have gained. The gate was a threshold, but your discipline keeps the door open within you. Signs will continue to appear as confirmations of your alignment. Numbers repeating, vivid dreams, unexpected synchronicities, or a sudden calm that arrives without reason. All are reminders that the passage was real and the connection is active. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Treat them as sacred markers that you are still walking the aligned path. Gratitude for each sign magnifies its strength, pulling you further into the stream of blessing. Yet caution remains important. Guard against drama, against those who would doubt what you have seen, against your own impulse to overanalyze or overshare. This alignment is not for everyone to understand. It is for you to live. Protect it as you would protect a flame in the wind, knowing that its light grows brighter with care. And so, the crossing is complete, the anchoring is set, and the signs are in motion. All that remains now is to return once more to the decree, to speak it with finality and conviction, sealing the midnight passage into your destiny for all time. Midnight has passed, yet its echo lingers, a reminder that you stood at the gate and chose to walk through. Virgo, this was never about chance. It was about readiness. The 3 steps prepared you. You guarded your focus, you surrendered your doubt, and you broke with cycles that tried to bind you. The decree sealed your passage, and now you stand in the new, carrying within you the strength of alignment. This is no longer a night to remember, it is a destiny to live. You are not the same as you were before the threshold. The distractions that once scattered you have lost their hold, for you have chosen clarity. The doubts that whispered against your spirit no longer dominate, for you have chosen faith. The cycles that repeated like chains of the past are broken, for you have chosen freedom. Midnight became the mirror where you saw who you were and the gate where you chose who you are becoming. The shift is complete, but its continuation depends on your voice, your devotion, your decree. Speak it once more, not as ritual, but as identity. I pass the gate, I rise aligned. These words are no longer instructions, they are truth. Let them echo in your mind when silence falls. Let them strengthen you when uncertainty tries to return. Let them rise from your heart until they become the rhythm of your life. Every time you speak them, the energy of the gate stirs again, reinforcing your path and keeping you aligned with what you claimed. This decree is not yours alone. Others walked with you, though you may never see them. Under the same sky, they too faced distraction, doubt, and old cycles. They too spoke words of release and stepped into the glow of alignment. Together, your voices form a chorus that strengthens the field for all who come after, making the gate easier to cross for every Virgo, every seeker, every soul. You are part of something larger than yourself, part of a movement that carries the light of midnight into the dawn. See yourself now beyond the gate, the glow of its threshold behind you, the horizon stretching wide before you. The past is closed, the path is open, and your steps are aligned with destiny. Walk forward with certainty, for you are not wandering, you are chosen. The final cosmic gate has closed, but your journey has only just begun.